This video is for the Scratch Project Assignment 3, Broadcast and Receiving. You're going to go to scratch.mit.edu, click on Sign In, and then you're going to enter your username and password without the @hanoverstudents.org. And click on Sign In. Next, what you're going to do is you're going to click on the folder, and then from here you're going to click See Inside. And it's just taking a moment to load. Okay, so anyway, what we're going to do now is add an object to throw at the enemy. So right now, I'm just going to start with option 1, which is kind of the easy, less creative option. If you're doing option 2 using Google, then you can fast forward to where it says option 2. Okay, so what you're going to do is you're going to click on the Choose Sprite button down at the bottom. And then it's going to come up with this menu, and so then you can click a category up at the top and then click on an object. Okay, next we're going to do option 2, which is the harder, more creative. If you did option 1, fast forward to where it says both options. Okay, so what we're going to do now for option 2 is we're going to open up a new tab, and I'm just going to type in what I want to search for. So let's just say, for example, I want to search for a Krabby Patty. Okay, and then what I'm going to do is click on Images, and then click on Tools, and then click on Color and choose Transparent. Okay, so I'm just going to click on it, make sure that it's transparent with the checkerboard background, and I'm going to put my pointer on it, 2-finger click on the touchpad, and choose Save Image As, and then click on the Save button in the bottom right corner. Then from here, you're going to click back over to Scratch. You can just click on the X that appears in the little pop-up, just so we can get it out of the way. And then you're going to rest your pointer on the Choose a Sprite button, and then click the top option, which is to upload a sprite. And then from here, what you're going to do is click on the file that you just saved, click on Open. And then from here, what you're going to do is, if you want to change the size, so in this case it's huge, so I'm going to type in, let's say 25 over here instead of 100, and then hit enter. Okay, so that's kind of like more of a reasonable size. And I'm just going to put it down here in the corner. All right, anyway, so right now what we're going to do is we're going to go to both options. Okay. So anyway, I'm just going to go back over to this one. So right here, we've got the monkey, we've got the bat, and then we've got the apple that we're going to throw at the bat. I'm just going to make the apple a little bit smaller. Okay. Anyway, so then the next thing that we're going to do is we're going to start programming the object that we're going to throw. So you'll notice that the apple is selected, which is the object that you're going to throw. And then from here, what you're going to do is, so make sure your object is selected. And then from here, you're going to click on Events. And you're going to click and drag a When Flag Clicked block. All right, so then next what we're going to do is begin programming our apple. So you're going to click on Control. So this is the object you're throwing at the enemy. And then you're going to click and drag the Forever block to go under the When Flag Clicked block. Then from here, what you're going to do is you're going to click and drag the Wait Until block, which is right down here. and then that's going to go inside the forever block. Then from here, you're going to put the repeat until block under the wait until. So here is, let's see, the repeat until. We're gonna have to scroll down. So that's gonna go underneath the wait until, just like this here. And then from here, what you're going to do is you're going to go ahead and drag a repeat block. This seems a little confusing at first, but it'll all make sense when we put it together. So the repeat block is up here, and it says repeat 10. We're going to put that underneath the repeat until block. And then what we're going to do now is we're going to change the 10 to 30. Okay, so next what we're going to do is we're going to continue programming our object. So we're going to click on sensing this time. Sorry, sensing is right down here. So we're going to click on sensing. And then from here, what you're going to do is you're going to click and drag the touching mouse pointer block to go into the wait until block. So right here. Then what we're going to do is click on the drop down arrow and change it to say the name of our character. So our character, our good guy, is the monkey. So we're going to click on the monkey right here. And so then what we're going to do next is click and drag the key space pressed, and we're going to put it in that second little hexagon right here. All right, next what we're going to do is continue programming our object to throw, and this will all make sense when it's done. So you're going to click on motion, and then we're going to click and drag the go to random position, and that's going to go inside the repeat until space key pressed. All right, and then what we're going to do is we're going to click on random position, and we're going to change it to our character. So basically what it's going to do is the apple's going to wait until the monkey's touching it, and then it's going to stay with the monkey until you press the space bar, and the space bar is what you'll press to throw the apple. Okay, so now the last thing we're going to do is actually tell the apple where to go when you throw it. So what you're going to do is you're going to click and drag the point in direction block, and that's going to go under the repeat 30, so right there. And then from here, what you're going to do is you're going to click on where it says 90, and you're going to have it basically click and drag to go in the direction that you want to throw in. So if you wanted to throw, let's say, straight up in the air, you'd point it straight up in the air. Then next what you're going to do is you're going to click and drag the move 10 steps, and that's going to go under the point and direction block. So I'm just going to click and drag that to go right here. And then we're going to click and drag the go to XY, which is right here, go to XY. And that's going to go under the repeat 30 block. So not in the repeat 30 block, but under the repeat 30 block. So now this makes a bit more sense. So next what we're going to do is we're going to make our enemy stop moving when he gets hit with the apple. So basically it'll make the bat stop moving around. So we're going to click on the bat, which is our enemy, and then we're going to click on sensing over here on the left. And then what you're going to do is you're going to click and drag, it should say touching mouse pointer right now. We're going to change it though. We're going to click and drag that to go into the little hexagon in the repeat until block. Then from here, you're going to click on the mouse pointer button there, and we're going to change it to say the object that you're throwing. So basically, he's going to keep moving until he gets hit by the apple. Next, what we're going to do is we're going to add what's called an if statement to your enemy sprite. And so what we're going to do now is click on control. And then from here, what you'll do is click and drag the if block to appear underneath the repeat until block. So just like we see here. Then from here, what you're going to do is you're going to put your pointer on that touching apple block. It'll say touching whatever the object it is that you throw. So put your pointer on there and then 2-finger click on your touchpad, and you're going to choose duplicate, and then you're going to click and drag that new duplicated box to go into the little hexagon in the if statement. Next, what we're going to do is add a broadcast block to our enemy sprite. So basically what that's going to do is it's going to send a message to the monkey that the monkey's received a point. So from here, what we're going to do is we're going to click on events. And then next what you'll do is click and drag the broadcast message 1 block. And that's going to go inside the if touching apple. So basically if he gets hit by the apple, we're going to send the message to the monkey that he received a point. So next what we're going to do is click on the drop down arrow where it says message 1, and you're going to click on new message. So then from here what you're going to do is name it something like hit by object. And then click OK. From here, what we're going to do is we're going to add a wait block. So the wait block, if you scroll down a little bit to control, you're going to see where it says wait 1 second. You're going to put that directly under the broadcast block. That's just going to make it so that it doesn't do it right away, which you'll see it'll actually make it make sense. So we're just going to click on where it says 1. We're going to type in 0.5, so it'll be kind of a quick little. Next, we're going to make our enemy return to its original position when it gets hit. So we're going to click on motion up at the top. And then from here, you're going to click and drag the go to XY, which is right here. And we're going to put it underneath the wait 0.5 seconds block. And then what we're going to do is make sure that the X and Y at the top match the X and Y here. So in this case they don't. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to click in there and change it to say X0 Y200, which is, yeah, oh, it just started. Anyway, I'm just going to hit the stop, but you want these 2 coordinates to match. Next, what we're going to do is add a receiving block to our character sprite. So it's going to receive the points. So we're going to click on the character. And then from here, what you're going to do is click on events. And then from here, you're going to click and drag the when I receive hit by object. And that's just going to stand on its own like this. Then from here, what you're going to do is you're going to add a score variable. So we're going to click on variables. And then click on make a variable. And then from here, we're going to type in the word score and click OK. All right, so then from here, what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and put the drop down arrow. It's going to say either set health or set direction, but anyway, we want to change that on the set block so that it says score instead. So I'm just going to click on score. Okay, and then the last thing we're going to do is we're going to click and drag the set score to 0 to go directly under the when flag clicked block. So here it is. And then we're going to click on the drop down arrow right here in the change block, and we're going to change that so that it also says score. And then you're going to click and drag the change score to go under when I receive hit by object. So from here now it'll say when I receive hit by object, change score by 1. And so now from here what we can do is click on the green flag in order to test our game. So basically now we have the apple, and I can try throwing it by hitting the space bar. And so if I hit the space bar, then I throw the apple. And that's it.